Alrighty, hi everyone, it's Ionic. So in today's video we're going to be discussing illusions and their various different capabilities and effects. So one of the first things I'm going to say is that you need to keep in mind your deity, because some deities, even if you have so right now as a half elf, I am kill on sight in most of the evil aligned cities. And if I illusion to a evil race, I'll be okay because I'm agnostic in religion. However, if I was a good deity, if I had a good deity, I would still be kill on sight, regardless if even I was illusion to a dark race. So I think it's kind of important as a bard just to stay agnostic, just for that convenience. Now, when I'm typically killing here, I am charm kiting these suits and awakening lands. I typically stay as a half elf or a good race because I'm not kill on sight. I'm actually amiably to these sci-phys, and I can show you kind of how I kind of kite around these sci-phys, and I don't want to accidentally aggro them because I kite kind of this general area. Sometimes I run up on this area. I run up near the sci-phys, and I don't want to attack them or cause them to aggro me. That'll ruin the whole pool. But alrighty, so let's talk about the various different illusions, shall we? And I need to stay away from the sci-phys because they will aggro me when I change to an evil race. Let's see. Okay. So I think arguably one of the most useful illusions that you can get is the Mask of Deception in Lower Guck. I think it's worth it. I got mine because I got help from some people when I was lower level, probably like 20, and they helped me get through. Yeah, I'm threatening now to these sci-phys. If I was this illusion, they'd kill me. Let's see if I can. There we go. So this illusion is useful for a couple of reasons. So first of all, Dark Elves have one of the best racials in the game, which is Ultra Vision. Now, almost every other race which does have an ability to see better, it's just Infravision. Like most of the elves, they have Infravision, which is halfway as good as this. So Infravision makes it easier to see at night. Ultra Vision is the best night vision mod. It makes it super easy. So a lot of the times, if I'm in a zone that's kind of dark, or I'm like swarm kiting at night or something, or I just need better vision, I'll go to the Dark Elf illusion just because it looks cool and because I can see better. There's other ways though. If you are like a night blind race like barbarians or erudites or humans, you can modify the gamma and win EQ. You can see how it kind of makes the screen color change. But if you don't want to blow out your screen, just use illusions. And one of the other benefits of this illusion, I think it's absolutely necessary if you're going to be swarming in the over there. Absolutely. So there's a merchant in the over there that'll sell to anybody, regardless of what faction table you're on, but he's a greedy merchant and he'll rip you off. So if you want to be able to bank, though, anywhere near close by, you need to have a Dark Elf illusion, because all bards are going to be good alliance. And the closest place you could sell would be in Feronia Vi, closest place you could bank and sell, which is pretty far away from over there. So you get the Dark Elf illusion, and you're agnostic. You can go in here in the over there, and you are safe. You can bank here, you can sell, and you'll be good to go. You won't have to worry about that. One of the issues, though, with this camp in the over there is I think they're on Veneral Sathir faction or something to that effect. So if you go killing in Howling Stones or you go killing in Karnar's Castle, your faction will get tanked, and then you won't be able to use this zone, regardless of illusions or not. So that's one thing to keep in mind. But by that point, you're in your 50s, and you really don't need to be here anymore. You only use it for the TD hammer. No, for the overhead there hammer. And you don't have to worry the skeletons that those dogs won't aggro you if you're high enough at that point. So that's one of the functions of the evil alliance of that Dark Elf mask. And I imagine you could probably get in some other cities as well, some of the other evil cities with this illusion. But that's a major benefit. So if you're going to go swarm kiting in the over there, I'd say definitely you need to have a mask of deception prior to doing so. Just kind of like if you're going to do a long trip across Timorous Deep or Iceclad prior to level 51 where you get Silo's Song of Travel with the built-in levy, I'd say get a Pegasus Feather Cloak. You can get Singing Steel boots, but I don't think you can actually click them till you're 45. Yeah, you have to be level 45 to get this Levitate. It's better because you can click it on other people as opposed to the Pegasus Cloak, but you can't use it as early. I did my Peggy Cloak when I was 35 when Bards got track. That's when they get track. Alright, so the next illusion I'm going to talk about is the... Well, these next two illusions are very similar in their functionality. Mask of Obtenebration, which I believe sells in... well, it sells for about 2k, but it drops in Howling Stones. This illusion, I don't really use it all that often because erudites have poor night vision, poorer than the half-elf, and it really conveys no benefit beyond a possible faction. I don't know. So, I mean, if you're going to go kill in the hole in your 50s or whatever, one of the ways that you come out of the zone, there's this little teleport pad, and it'll bring you, I think, here at 17 on the map, in Payneal. And then that teleports you back into the city, and it might be kind of hard to get out if you're kill on sight. Payneal being the evil side of the erudites. So, I remember, though, I was erudite illusion, and I went through this, and I still was kill on sight. Although I never used the Bard faction song, the charisma song, so I don't know. You might be able to go through here non-kill on sight, but with the erudite illusion, but I'm not entirely sure about that one. And then the next one I'm talking about is the Ixar illusion. Flay Ixar Hide Mask. So this illusion, again, I think prior to some patch, it actually had the built-in Ixar regen. Oh yeah, I'm kill on sight by these fairies. It had the built-in Ixar regen, but they updated it so it doesn't now. I think it's just a cool-looking illusion, but its benefit is that it does help with Capitalist faction. So, in the process of farming for a decent number of these Goblin Gazuki rings, I've boosted my faction up in Cavalist to ally with most. I think just the guards and maybe some other group, but it didn't work. Killing the Sarnax and the goblins and stuff in Lake of Ill Omen didn't boost my faction for some of the caster guilds, like the Shadow Knight Guild, the Necro, the Shami, and Monk. I don't believe it did. So I was KOS to half them there in Cavalist, and I was allied to the other half. And then what I noticed is when I clicked my Ixar illusion, I went indifferent to the ones I was KOS. So you might be able to run through it safe with this Ixar illusion. And Cabalist, I think, from what I heard, it's one of the best trade skilling zones in the game. It's got everything in a really convenient location, all piled up next to each other. It's right in the middle of Kunark, Lake of Ill Omen, Warslick's Woods, Swamp of No Hope, Field of Bone. So, I mean, if you're trying to go to, say, City of Mist or Sevelis, it might be good. Run to the Firepots, click to Cabalist, and then you're right in the center, and you can run out quick somewhere else. The same if you don't have a port. Now, let's talk about the illusions which actually do have some functionality. Let's see, which one is the mask? Okay, so this is the next one. Nereid Shawl, this is the one that you get in Siren's Grotto. I showed this previous. Water Elemental Illusion. I think it really only has two benefits in that it's kind of easy to see through. People can see through you. And the other benefit also has water breathing. And sometimes, yeah, these fairies are indifferent to me. Sometimes mobs are faction indifferent to elementals, so you might be able to get through some areas you might not ordinarily be able to get through. But the big benefit is water breathing. The only thing I don't like is it is a buff, so it can be dispelled. Say if you're going to attack Finnegal Autotrops in Kedge Keep, it could be dispelled. And that's why you'd want to get something like the Lodazal Shell Shield. This is expensive though, what, 24,000? Really good item. Or for if you're a bard, Singing Steel Gauntlets, which I actually have these. These can't be dispelled. Worn Enduring Breath, and they're pretty reasonable to get. So if you're going to a place and you need some water breathing just on the fly, this Nereus will do it for you. But otherwise, if you're concerned about dispels, you'll want to have those gloves. The next illusion that has some functionality is this, the Lute of the Howler. A werewolf illusion. So you can chase people down in the Karanas and scare them like I have in one of my videos. Or you can have some other benefit. I consider it to be one of the most melee beneficial buffs. So it boosts your strength by 30 points. I think it boosts your attack. And it also has a built-in 40% haste. So it's great if you're trying to melee. Very good if you're trying to melee. And I think it has infravision as well, which helps out tremendously. Now, one of the things I like about this Lute of the Howler is it's a primary equip instrument. I tend not to use it that much because its mod on its songs isn't as good as my Kellen's lute from Plane of Hate. But the thing is, Lute of the Howler, let me see if I can go to it. Bard instruments. Lute of the Howler is there's only two primary equip lutes in the game, and I think Lute of the Howler is one of them. And then the next is Lyran's Mystical Lute, which drops in Vishan's Peak, and getting that key is a complete pain. So realistically, Lute of the Howler is the most easily attainable primary equip loot that you can get for stringed instrument mods. Other ones I was looking at are Drums of the Beast is the best in the game for percussion, and the only primary equip percussion I know of. And that runs about 90k. You can get one of these flutes. There's a primary equip flute. Yeah, Vaji's Flute of Fight that you get in Plane of Sky. It's kind of pointless though once you have your epic. You really only need a flute. The wind instruments for the mandatory wind instrument song, like the Levitate and the Invis songs. And once you have the epic will take its place, so you won't need to have a flute anymore. They're kind of pointless. Maybe it might help with the charming, but I don't know. I never use it. And then the only other one that I'd really like to get is this, Denon's Horn of Disaster from Plane of Sky, being a primary equipped brass instrument. And what that would let you do, it doesn't matter right now because Chardock 2.0 isn't in yet, but it would be something like this. You could have your really strong instrument in the primary equip and have your epic in the offhand. And when the epic finally works in the offhand, so you'll get the best of two worlds. You get like the best mod on the instruments combined with the epic's singing mod for, say, like the Mana Pulse song, whatever it might be. Yeah, for this song. But right now, I don't know. Right now, it's probably better just to equip the best instruments you have, regardless. The epic's benefit isn't too much in that regard. Now let's talk about some other masks that are available. So one of them I know of, let me see if I go down, if it should be best in slot. Flayed Barbarian Hide Mask. I have never actually seen this illusion be used. I've never seen it once. But supposedly it gives you the ability to slam. I would really like to see it, but it's so ridiculously expensive. 550,000 plat. Whew. Yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna get that anytime soon. And the other one, Mask of Tinkers. Mask of Tinkering. I think there's only 6 on the server, possibly. And this gives you a gnome illusion. I've actually seen this once. What's cool about it is it gives you wall hacks. You can actually see through walls. So this is a big reason why I say Koth mages will be small races, like gnomes, because it lets them go up to a wall, see through it, and cast their eyes on and invite someone through that way, and they can Koth them up. They don't need to have an anchor down there in order to start the Koth chain. And you can somewhat do it as a bard. You can do wall hacks with a Seeing Steel Helm, but it's not as permanent. It's not a permanent built, or not a long-lasting wall hack. The other one that's possibly going to come with Shardock 2.0 is the Desiccated Halfling Mask. So this doesn't drop yet, but it might. So Halfling Illusion. I think this might let you be able to see through walls, and I imagine it's so useful. Like if you're a tank, you can see through the walls. You can see what's happening with the pulls. You can kind of see around corners. If you're a monk, again, helps you with pulls. If you're a cleric, you can see what's going on with the tank. If you're going to do a CH chain, it could be very helpful. But I think there's some other illusions, but they're not. Look, Amulet of Necropotence. This one's ridiculously expensive too. $250,000 skeleton illusion. I don't think it gives any benefit. I've worn it. I've had this clicked once on me. I've had it. It's an insta click too. A friend let me borrow it for a second. So there's that. I think it drops in Plane of Fear off the Dread Golems, and the only other illusion I really know of is, what is it? No, there's one more illusion. I definitely know that there is. Oh, Mask of the Corsair. Let me just type it in. P99 Corsair Mask. Guise of the Corsair. This is part of the Rogue Epic. I think you have to do a lot of the Rogue Epic to actually get this. I've seen it. I've seen someone actually have this. And it's doable as a bard. I know you can get it, but I don't know. But anyways, thank you guys all for watching. This is Ionic, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.